In this video, I'm going to tell you how to get a band 8 in IELTS writing. And I know majority of you might be thinking, no matter what we do, we won't get a band 8 in IELTS writing. But that's incorrect. If you follow these strategies and watch the video to the very end, you will get your desired band score in the IELTS writing. And I will be covering task 1 as well as task 2. So let's start with the first step, which is understanding the question very carefully. Now here this is a very underrated tip, and majority of the students will just start writing without understanding the question. Now let me start with task 1, in which it is written that you should summarize the main points and make comparisons or contrast where it is relevant. Students make the mistake here of just writing everything that they see. They will just write increase, decrease, increase, decrease. They will mention every single trend, every single figure, every single number. And this will reduce their band score instead of increasing it. Because the question says that you should only mention the main points, not every single point. And they forget to make comparisons, contrasts. For example, here is a line graph. And here you can see the trend for Great Britain, Sweden, France, and Canada. Now for Great Britain, if you say increased, decreased, increased, decreased, then you will be mentioning every single point. Instead of it, you can simply say fluctuated, only the major points. And similarly for Sweden, if you say increased, remain constant, increased, remain constant, increased. Then this is first of all repetition. You are repeating too many times, and at the same time, you are describing every single trend. These trends 1991, 1992, 1993. Instead, simply say dramatically increased, decreased, remain constant. And here, talking about comparison and contrast, the things that are similar are considered as comparisons, the things that are different are considered as contrasts. And here you can see there is a point where France as well as Sweden have the exactly same figures. So this can count as comparison, the alike thing. This way understand the question and only mention the main points. However, for maps as well as process description, you need to mention every single thing. This is an exception. This rule is an exception to these two tasks. On the other hand, students here will misunderstand essays tasked to by partially understanding the question. They will not mention everything that was mentioned in the question statement. For example, this is a question, paper and coin will be replaced by online methods of monetary exchange. Do you agree or disagree? Now, if I agree, I will give the benefits like why online methods are good, why paper and coin will be replaced by online methods. But here, I should also describe why paper and coins are not good. Because if I only mention the online methods, everything about online methods are good because of these, and I don't even touch paper and coin, then this whole question statement will not be completely covered. It will not be explored in depth as mentioned in task response. That's what happens when you don't understand the question and write bluntly. So you will get a band score of like 6 or at a maximum 6.5 if you don't completely cover the question. After this, when planning, students spend a lot of time on ideas. Task 1 is simple, you don't need to think of any ideas, you're given a report. But task 2, here you need ideas. And a very simple way to think of ideas, relevant ideas, is using the friend strategy. What is the friend strategy? Imagine that same question is asked from you by your friend at a very comfortable place. You simply reduce the tension of the examination hall and you suppose that question is asked from you by your friend at a cafe at his home in your native language, which will be Urdu or Hindi. And you are also answering it like it is a conversation. This way ideas will flow into your mind and you have to answer in Urdu or Hindi, your native language, and translate those ideas into English when writing. You will be surprised how effective this friend strategy technique is. And you can think of high quality relevant ideas in just 2 or 3 minutes. You should also avoid vocabulary and grammar mistakes. Both of these combine and make up 50% out of 100%. They are not as important as task response and coherence and cohesion, but they do matter. If you constantly make preposition mistakes, verbs mistakes, tenses mistakes, and use a lot of simple sentences, then your grammar score will not be more than a 5 or a 4. So here you simply use compound complex sentences and avoid grammatical mistakes. On the other hand, if you talk about vocabulary, you simply just need to paraphrase, use synonyms, or change the order of that particular phrase. For example, local companies. Instead of this, you can write companies that are local. This is also a technique of paraphrasing. Remember here, don't use any incorrect synonym. Instead, it is better to repeat that than using the incorrect synonym. Just do this and your grammar and vocabulary score will dramatically boost. Lastly, you need to know about the structure of every task 1 as well as task 2 essay before writing. Remember that every essay as well as task 1 report has a different structure. So don't make the mistake of using the same structure for all the essays or all the reports. Your band score will dramatically reduce. Remember, structure comprises majority of the task response and coherence and cohesion. If your structure is correct, your task response as well as coherence and cohesion score will boost a lot. Moreover, there are 5 types of essays and 7 types of reports. And the good news is that I have made videos on all of them. So here you can check them out. Take care. Love.